Groovy.
Hey everybody, Jim here, and these are just my thoughts on BabyMetal. So, while I was still living in Japan, I became aware of this group called BabyMetal, and they were billed as a mix between heavy metal and J-pop, which I thought was, on paper, sounded interesting, but I was skeptical about whether or not, the execution would actually be listenable. So I listened to a couple of the band's songs, and they were pretty cool, but to be honest, it was more J-pop than metal, I thought. They had those elements in there. There were blast beats and solos. A couple of the songs had some decent riffs, but for the most part, the real focus of the group is the three young girls in the group and their singing and their dance routines. So I saw this group, and I thought they were, the songs were kind of catchy, kind of an interesting oddity, and that was about as far as I thought it through. It wasn't until sometime later, it was actually after I came back to the United States, there was a video on YouTube, and it was one of those videos of people reacting to something, which I can't stand those videos, to be honest. But anyway, it was a video of, it said, I think it was YouTubers reacting to BabyMetal. And they played a few, they sit there and they watch a few BabyMetal videos, and they're like, wow, it's so weird and kooky and crazy and stuff. I didn't really think it was that strange. I thought they oversold it quite a lot. I've seen some pretty unusual musical acts in my day, and a few teenage girls dancing around and singing some poppy songs while a band plays in the back isn't really that unusual. So it was I got a chance at that time to listen to their entire album, which I was kind of split on their album. Some of the songs I liked. The songs I especially like is when just the one girl, Sue Metal, when she's the only vocalist and the other two are nowhere in the song. Those are the best songs because she's got a good voice, and those songs are typically more focused on just a traditional like rock heavy metal setup. Her vocals are pretty soaring, and they're decent solos and riffs in those songs, and they're good. And then the other ones become much more poppy because they have the two little girls in them. So I listened to the whole album. There were like a handful of the songs on the album I just didn't like at all. Then a few songs on the album that I like certain parts of the songs, like they had a really catchy hook in the song, but there were other areas of the song that just sounded irritating. And then there were, I'd say like 50% of the album I liked the songs on the whole. And so I went, I posted a question in some form, I can't remember which one, but I just wanted to get other people's, perspective and opinion on this group, because I thought it was kind of odd but cool, and they had been doing some festivals in Europe. They were performing with some really big name metal acts like Slayer and Carcass. And then the front man for Carcass, there's an interview, and he talks about how he thinks BabyMetal is awesome and how it's like the best thing to happen to metal in years because it's actually fun music and stuff like that. So, they're getting all this publicity, and I was like, wow, that's weird. This band I had heard just kind of in passing, several months ago. Now they're just blowing up. All this stuff's going on. So I wanted to get some other people's, opinions. And what I got was a mixed bag. Some people were just like, yeah, it's cool, I like the sound of it. Some people were just like, I don't get it. But some people were vehemently opposed to this group, saying that it was like the worst thing to happen to the genre of metal. It's not real metal, and how could you do this? And it was, and also a lot of talk about how this is corporate crap and blah blah blah, which I find funny because mainstream music is corporate crap. People are trying to get paid, you know. They're artists, but they got to make money too. So to delude yourself into thinking that whatever your favorite metal band is hasn't sold out at some point, that's just a little delusional, a little immature as well. But a lot of there were a number of people, I won't say a lot, but there was a significant portion of people that vehemently hated the band for those reasons. And I kind of just pointed out that, when people would come with this really sincere hatred, they never seemed to critique the music itself. It was always more like hating the band on principle. And that's something I probably would have done as a teenager, but now as an adult, I can't really understand, because this was coming from adults, mind you. I wasn't, speaking with teenagers. These were people I knew to be adults, at least 25 and older. So it's a perspective I can't understand, to hate a band purely on principle. So my official stance is I don't sing the praises of this band, but I don't hate on them either. I think it is fun music, to be sure, and it is something. It's music that a lot of people are really enjoying. I see that a lot. I saw some interviews after. It was one festival in particular they performed at in the UK, and the people that went to this show just loved it. So it's something a lot of people are liking. It's something that has the potential to get people interested in metal that otherwise might not have been interested. So I think it's pretty cool. I'd love to hear if there's anyone who watches my channel that's familiar with this group, whether you like them or hate them, what have you. I'd be really interested to get some other people's opinions on this. So with that being said, thank you for watching. Take care. I'll see you next time.